strange dreams from you to me. Oh, I'm never listening. Something about the way you phrase it breaks me into three. I have to hate you, she said. You know too much about me to be trusted. So I offered to open up my head so we could share what's in my closet and dance with my skeletons. But it's too late, she said. Fuck last night, it's always better when you're right. The thoughts inside my heart and mind, a running start to my demise. It's just so cold where you used to lie. In a bed we would sweat out fights with bruises on our backs inside. I have to hate you, she said. You know too much about me to be trusted. So I offered to open up my head so we could share what's in my closet and dance with my skeletons. But it's too late, she said.
I mean, what is this? Ninjas, drug pushers, my men being kidnapped and murdered? This is really beginning to get on my tits.
There's the mighty logo.
Oh.
There I am.
Yep.
That is my face. Are we watching breaking news at the Demon nightclub? Breaking news: there has been a rape at the Demon nightclub over there.
A rape? Are we? I mean, how do you know? Like,
Well,
I mean, you could just be people raging, having a good time.
I'm just reporting the news, sir.
Okay, all right. I mean, we're not starting off on the greatest of topics today.
The Demon nightclub.
Okay.
As you know, Central City's hottest nightclub.
Central City. Central City.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you can see, has been shut down while police investigate the hundreds of cases of man rape.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm just reporting the news.
Okay. I'm not killing the messenger. I'm just getting
said
along.
One witness. Where's my? Here it is. Said one witness. Here, let me get it. Said one witness, we were all dancing, having a good time, and Clyde had a white claw and took things too far. That is from...
It's always Clyde or a Chad or a Tristan. They always just go too far.
They're looking for one man. His name's Clyde. He has a neck beard.
Nice.
Was this a 21 Pilots t-shirt and some cut-off denim shorts. Police do not know if he bought the shorts like that or if he wore the shorts out like that. But we are looking for a Clyde in a 21 Pilots t-shirt and a neck beard responsible for the man rape that happened in this nightclub in Central City.
Were there any details really about how tight his shirt was?
Nipples could be seen.
Okay,
his
all right.
Nipples could be seen in the 21 portion of the shirt.
Okay. You know what? That sounds right. That sounds right.
Here's the 2, and then like the nipples right here, and on the 1, just dead center of the 1. Dead center.
Okay.
Police expected him to have raped 21 men in this nightclub. Big fan of 21 Pilots, he is.
Good God.
21. The men did not notice because the new DJ Khaled song was so bumping.
Another one.
Another. And
Another one.
He said that after every victim. Yes.
Wow. Well, I mean,
women there had a marvelous time and did not feel threatened at all.
I'm pretty sure the men were too busy being raggled themselves to go after the women.
That is something that happens in Central City.
In Central City, where the Flash is not doing his job.
Flash was out stopping King Shark. That's what was happening.
Shark. Okay. All right. Well, I guess he's supposed to be the fastest man alive, so you would think he could do that and save the 21 rapees in Demon Nightclub.
Flash is the fastest man alive, but no one has seen me in the bedroom. Hey-o.
Yikes. So, welcome to the 17th episode of the Dumpster Fire Future Podcast. I'm your host, Mighty Vicious, along with my co-host, Red Nebula Pictures, also known as Dan Danzy, comedian extraordinaire in Texas.
Also
if you're around,
known
look him
as-
up. Find him.
Also known as Clyde.
Also known as Clyde.
Bum.
Ah, Shyamalan.
What a twist.
What a twist. So, today is going to be a bit of a mix. You see, not much is going on in the news. Not much really, but there've been a holy hell. See, this is why I don't like to do things. Y'all probably just heard that, but
I didn't hear it.
Okay, well, apparently people like to message me while they know I'm doing the podcast, and I mean they know I'm doing it every day, 12 o'clock, except for Mondays at 7, and then they message me at 7 on Mondays. Anyway, the point is, nothing's really going on in the news. Not really. So I mean, it's more the same. Trump destroyed this, America's falling in that, and
I just messaged you by the way.
And you well, I muted the site before you could get to me. So I'm prepared. I wasn't pre-prepared, but I'm prepared now.
I put that sucks period when people message you during the podcast.
It's just the few times that I don't close certain, like I'm doing something different this podcast, and I didn't want to close Facebook. But every time I do that, and I forgot to mute the site, which is what I've done now. So no more interruptions, and I apologize for being unprofessional. However, and apparently, Deadpool is joining us from Facebook. For those of you that can't see his messages in Twitch. But he says, I heard it. Stop messaging Mighty Vicious. Thank you, sir, for always having my back.
I'm gonna keep messaging.
Well, I've muted now. So unless you find another way to reach me,
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, well then word. That's that's what's happening. So I decided to go off of one big story that I heard this week, but I want to hold it off for later because Red wanted to tell me about a news story that I just ignored because I didn't really care to learn about it. But catch me up.
Important.
Catch me up.
So a bunch of these celebrities got caught paying for their kids' SAT. Basically, they would hire someone to go take the SAT for their children. Lori Laughlin from Full House or Fuller House. I don't know why that show ever got a revamp. I also don't understand why that show was so popular with people. Is it like popular in an ironic sense? Like we all know it's terrible, but we watch it anyway? I really never understood why people like that show.
I mean, it was just a good old classic, old school rom-com. I mean, it's no different than anything else, in my opinion.
It's a turd with a laugh track.
Yes.
And then Felicity Huffman of Desperate Housewives. Of course, now you could call her a desperate house mom, right? Name right. But also a couple other celebrities. We're talking like Millionaires' Wives, all this shit. So Felicity Huffman was the first one to be put on trial. They found out she like joked about it in emails during the trial, like she would make fun of her kid and how stupid her kid was. But her sentence, would you like to hear her sentence? Now
Sure.
this is fraud. This
Ye-
is fraud. This
yeah.
is felony level fraud.
Okay.
Usually comes with a couple years in prison.
Well, depending on the severity. Depending on the severity. Let's be real.
She spent $50,000 to $100,000. She's the least expensive. She's the one who spent the least amount of money, and did not involve her kid. While the other ones, their kid was in on it, hers was not.
Okay.
Reminder: she's married to William H. Macy. So for those of you who are like, well, where did she get this money? She's married to William H. Macy, the one still working.
Yeah. Well, William H. Macy.
She got 14 days in prison with a year of community service. Oh, no, I'm sorry, a year of probation, which I take does not include any drug test. And then 300 hours of community service, which is nothing.
See,
14 days. 2 weeks.
Deadpool said, but see, here's the thing, though. She got ahead of it and pled guilty.
I don't give a shit. 14 days.
I mean, see, this is the thing. See, I had heard about the initial thing about how they got caught.
14 days. Would I get 14 days?
Okay, first of all, you might get 14 days. Me and Deadpool wouldn't get 14 days.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
I'd get 14 months. Look, I might be white, but I'm not rich and white.
If you were rich enough to commit.
Well, hold on. Speaking of rich, Part-Time's ass just showed up.
Oh, if you were listening to the pre-show or to the stream waiting music, that was Part-Time, by the way.
What was that part? What was Part-Time?
I played Part-Time's music during the stream starting soon.
Music too?
Oh,
with
yeah.
Your rich ass. You got your own equipment.
Oh, wee.
Which Part-Time would get 14 days.
Audible garbage. Jesus Christ, Part-Time. You know, but anyway, back to the point. See, this is the thing.
Jury's still out whether it's a skill or not. Part-Time.
This is the thing. When it comes down to it, like when the original story broke of how they were paying for all this stuff and blah 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 blah. That's not new. Like, that's not something that anybody thought was new. So if it's not new, then what's the? I don't get the outrage around it. Like, I mean, mind you, it's wrong. It's fraud. It's like you said, but this isn't anything that we thought wasn't happening. Like, it's always since I was a kid. Shit, they talk about it in movies.
But why is the thought process? Why is that the thought process? How are we supposed to get anything changed when people are just like, oh, well, you know, that's how it is?
No, like, it's not that's how it is. It's that's how we know it is. So don't act surprised now.
I'm not acting surprised.
Well, I'm not saying for you per se. I'm just saying like when people, like, we know rich people pull shit. That's why they're rich. That's how they got their money, by being as underhanded as we all know they are. No one gets rich trying to do good. Okay,
I'm not trying to incite a riot, but like at the same time,
all I'm saying is Drake was grooming Billy Bobby Brown.
He really was.
I felt like you were getting to that, but I just wanted to jump in beforehand.
At some point, I was, you know me too well. At some point, I was gonna do that, at some level, but I don't understand. It's just like when rich people get away with it. Like
it's not saying that as in they get away. Yeah, it's not saying that as in do nothing. It's saying, being that we all know that this happens, the fact that now there's a case about it doesn't change the fact that nobody was trying to stop it before, when people have always been complaining about it. That's the stem of the complaint that people have about admissions of certain people into prestigious schools.
I'm gonna stop it. Well, the fact that she didn't involve her daughter meant her daughter found out. Her daughter
Yeah.
heard the jokes in the email, and her daughter's currently mad at her.
Oh
Not speaking
no.
to her. And you got to think of she's doing this to William H. Macy, who in testimony did not know that this was happening. So there's no reason to hate William H. Macy.
He's so wholesome.
But there's really no reason to like Felicity Huffman even before this. I mean, if you liked Desperate Housewives, so if you were like, oh, I don't know, if you're like a middle-aged woman, I guess you liked Felicity Huffman. Wasn't she also I don't know what else she was in. I don't really follow her career. Her name sounds like a pet's name.
Look, all I'm saying is, yeah, it sucks that she got only 2 days, I guess. But I mean,
No, that's 14 days. Two
or
with
two,
good behavior.
14 days, 2 with good behavior.
That's a
but,
joke.
But
you went along with it like
I
it was the
did,
truth.
because I'm relying on you for my facts. Because, like I said, I ignored this story. I
hope Steve Jail is looking after her in prison. Let's just say that.
Okay,
You know,
with Steve Jail. Oh, good old Steve. Anyway, so I mean, more so what I'm getting into is just the fact that, you know, for what she did, I've heard people do crazier things for their children. So I'm just not. I don't know. I don't know.
That.
It's not new to me. It's not.
But you want to know why people do crazy things for their children? Because they love their children. But also they do crazier things because they don't have the money that Felicity Huffman does. So when someone robs a bank for their children, I mean, it's only because, they got to feed the children.
Yeah, you got to support.
Your child doesn't need to go to USC. I think that's what the school was. Your child can go somewhere else. Or hell, your child could probably take the SAT and pass it. I mean, it really looks on her as a parent more than anything. But it's the fact that celebrities get away with shit, like Drake grooming Millie Bobby Brown. Like
I knew it.
OJ has a Twitter.
Well, okay. First of all, we've gone over my beliefs of the OJ thing, but I mean, let's get it real. Now, mind you, I'm not bringing up anything on what I feel about the verdict in that case.
But OJ is a joke, but
he is a joke, and he knows he's a joke. That's why if someone's gonna capitalize off of him being a joke, it might as well be him, right?
But we let him get away with it. Justice is no longer about the truth. It's about
justice was never about the truth.
It used to be back in the day.
Okay, first. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, hold on. It was initially founded to be about the truth. Nowadays, in 2019, and for a couple decades now, it's like the most you spend on your lawyer, the best outcome you'll get. It's no longer about, did this person do this? And do we give them the just punishment? It's no longer about that. It's all about like your lawyer, how much you can spend on your lawyer. Does your lawyer know the judge? Does your lawyer know the prosecutor? Because if your lawyer knows all these people, you can get a hookup.
That's what it's always been, though. Like, that's not new.
But we don't do anything about it, Mighty, and it makes
and
me
you
sad.
know why? You know why we don't do anything about it? Because the same people, exactly. Because the same people who run the justice system are the same people profiting from it being broken. So there's nothing you can do about that until we restructure the whole thing. And there are people working on it, but it's going to take a long time. Probably humanity will end first. But
okay, wait, Deadpool, I never said it was okay to rob a bank because you're poor and it's for your children.
Yeah, he agrees with the second half of your statement, that no matter if you're rich or poor, crime is crime, so you should be accountable.
Crime is crime. Everybody should be held accountable. No one's getting 14 days for robbing a bank.
But I mean, as my dad would say to me, and it always used to piss me off whenever I would try to have, more philosophical debates as far as certain recent thing or, current news would be concerned. He was like, boy, that's just air in the wind. And basically, That's honestly what I would have to say to this. To the
I hope her
out.
house.
To,
I hope her house burns down while she's in prison.
oh, okay. Well, that's going. I mean, that's a little far. That's
No, because I want her to be there. I want her to sit there and be like, "Oh, it's only 2 weeks," and then the day she gets out of prison, William H. Macy, or Bill, as I call him.
as I call him when we're having tea together at the Chateau de Le Monde.
No, I don't even know. No, he has to come and be like, "Oh, sweetie, the multi-million-dollar house burned down while you were
Yeah, but
locked
that's
up."
just going to cost my man William H. a few extra thousands.
Well,
Man.
serves him right for not getting with a real woman. There we go.
Okay, sir. You are going too far.
No,
You are
Real-
going too far. You need to stop.
real women don't real women don't intervene in their child's education with money, and real women teach their kids to pass the SATs, not fucking pay for it. Ha ha!
I mean,
Turned it around on you.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think you're right on this.
Your camera disappeared.
Okay. Yeah, my camera did disappear. So I'm not sure why.
Internet agrees with me.
Yeah, apparently. I don't even know how that happened, but I'm going to get myself back here. I'm going to get myself back. Hold on. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Here we go. We're going to.
They won't always get away with shit. Someone needs to stand up, Deadpool. Someone needs to stand up and be like, celebrities can't get away with this shit any longer. And that's what I plan to do if I ever get famous. Of course, if that ever happens, they'll put a bullet in my head. Now it's just you. Now it's just all you. Okay.
because I win, sir. Because I win. And let me see. I'm gonna shove that back where it's supposed to go, so it's behind the things. Just keep talking, bro.
Kennedy wanted us all to go to space, and they killed him in the middle of a street.
Paula did want us to talk about that today.
Oh, really? Yeah. If Paula wants to, I live in the city. I live in the city where it happened. I've been to the book depository. I've looked outside the window. By the way, all you need to do is look outside the window to know Oswald didn't do that shit.
All you got to do.
All you gotta do is look out the window and be like, how the hell did he do this?
Look, all I'm saying, when it comes down to it, now that I've gotten my camera fixed and we're not broken forever.
Lori, hold on. But again, she pled guilty. Where's your outrage for Lori Loughlin? I'm not mad at her for doing it. I'm mad at her for joking about it in the email and everything. And yeah, she pled guilty because it's not like she can't plead not guilty. My outrage is still for Lori Loughlin. But because of the outrage of Felicity Huffman's case, Lori Loughlin might actually get a worse sentence. She's not as rich as Felicity Huffman. She has been shopping and smiling and denying all of it. She might get a worse outcome. But the president needed to be set with Felicity Huffman and 14 days in jail. Meanwhile, there are other people, and this has been on the internet. The other people have done the same situation. Maybe not as much money, but they are of a different economic class and of a different skin color, and they've gotten 5 to 6 years in prison for doing what Felicity Huffman did. That's where the outrage comes from. Lori Loughlin, I'm sure, will get a worse sentence, but by worse sentence, I mean like 3 or 4 months in prison. It all depends on where your status as celebrity is. But that's what's bullshit. That's all of it's bullshit. Not just one particular case, but all of it's bullshit. Now they're going to get worse sentences because of the outrage from Felicity Huffman's case, but still, it's still bullshit.
We have a contestant coming in out of left field from David Northwood. Thank you for joining. But he said, I don't know what's going on. And
that's my buddy Seth.
He said, and if you've been to the museum, you'd know they have the window blocked off. Uh-oh, somebody's throwing a little shade.
No, they have it blocked off like you can't walk up to the window and look out for it yourself, but you can look at it from a distance, from a good 6 to 7 feet. They don't let you in the window, because if they let you in the window, you would realize 100% that Oswald didn't do that shit.
All right.
You could see it from 6 or 7 feet away that he didn't do that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, which brings up, have you seen that, what was that show on Hulu? It was an original that they did with, James Franco. There's like 11.
11, 20, whatever.
Yeah. That thing. That is a really, really good series. I mean, good book, but good or short story, but good series.
I didn't finish it.
Yeah, dude, you should finish it. It's really good.
I don't care. Assassination stuff. I just don't care. I just don't care about it.
Okay, well, let me get to something I think you might care about. let me move on then, and we will.
I mean, Oswald didn't do it.
I mean,
that's
yeah. I mean, yeah.
all you can say, really.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of things. There was this documentary on Netflix where it was going over like 6 different theories in one documentary, and the one of them was this guy was saying that like his own people did it, and that like there's tons of crazy stuff. We'll have to go into that on our own JFK episode, which
I mean,
I just want a week to prepare for.
He had mafia ties. He pissed off people with Bay of Pigs. He wanted to go to space.
He had asked about aliens.
He had asked about aliens.
Apparently, he told Marilyn Monroe about the alien stuff that he found, and then she died. But like I said, we got to save that for the conspiracy, the return to conspiracy.
Marilyn Monroe was killed because she got on it. You know what I mean? She touched it. Got to get rid of her.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. That's what happened. She touched it.
She touched the presidential penis.
Just her. Well, I mean, it wasn't just his.
Boy.
She was touching everybody in the Kennedy family.
So yeah. So anyway, hey.
They're all dead now, and so is she. So
I mean, it seems to me like you're trying to go into the conversation that you said you couldn't have because of current company. I'll let you go there, but just know.
I can talk about Marilyn Monroe grabbing some shaft. I can talk about that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Because that's what happened. But the same people that killed her and Kennedy are the same people that killed Epstein. What's up, everybody?
Yes.
How's it going?
So basically,
I was that close. I touched it. Yes, latrine from Robin Hood Men in Tights, Paula. Yes,
indeed.
So that close. I touched it.
So,
anyone who references that movie in the chat is immediately my favorite person, and I'm going to give them money. That's what's happening. I'm going to subscribe to them.
So, in other news, the first wave of Naruto runners arrested attempting to storm Area 51.
No.
We got Brad and Tristan here.
Is that really
no, that's not their names. He's actually like a Swedish, or was it Swedish? Oh God, I can't. It's a YouTuber and his friend, and apparently they were here from overseas. Dutch. That's it. They were Dutch, and
hold on. That's not even the best Mel Brooks movie, man. I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a competition, Jinx. I was just mentioning a movie I liked, but Blazing Saddles is a good one too. Sorry. Go back to the Naruto runners.
Anyway, apparently it was a YouTuber.
I was just being called out because I liked the movie. I was just
that's
like,
your second. That's your second call out this podcast. The people are starting to turn on you, Red.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
David said, by the way, no way Oswald did it. Don't get me started on the assassination. LBJ, the vice president, changed the motorcade route at the last minute. Marilyn got killed not only because she fucked him and his brother Bobby, but also because she wrote it all down in detail. Bobby had her killed.
Ask David Northwood why he had to change his name to David Northwood. Like, I know who that is.
I'm gonna go ahead and just. I mean, he can hear you.
I know
he's watching us.
He had to change his name because people harassed him and shit.
Hey.
He moved on to the Naruto runners.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead.
Isn't the big 51 invasion? Isn't that in 2 days or something?
Who's going on in 2 days? What?
Isn't the big Area 51 raid in like 2 days where all the people?
I mean, people are already getting there, so I would say that it's pretty much underway already.
Paula, you got the shout out from Mighty. It dipped us into the JFK talk, but Mighty gave you the shout out. Just answering her question.
Yeah.
Well, it was only two guys.
Well, David says, Dan, you know why. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, I just said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. You told me.
So, and the original creator of the Area 51 Music Festival has pulled out because he feared it would turn into another,
No, they called that boy.
what was it, Fire Festival?
They called that boy on the phone. That wouldn't have been a fire festival because people would have shown up and done something, had something to do. You know what I mean?
All sorts of mischief.
Yeah.
All sorts.
No, they're going to show up anyway. I guarantee it. I hope so. That'd be an eye-awakening moment in American history.
Lord Jesus.
Like our parents, all they had was like that Kent State thing. You know what I mean? This is our like
just that Kent State thing.
Where those protesters of the college, like 16 of them got killed back in like the 60s and 70s. That was like our parents.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean,
now they don't even care that this happens every day in school.
Yeah, well, of course not. Of course not. Anyway.
I don't know why we got on this topic, but
Look.
Area 51, no, they called that creator on the phone, and then they were just like, it's not going to happen. And then he was like, who is this? It's not going to happen. And he's like, who is this? The people that killed Epstein? Yeah, that's us. And then he hung up the phone and canceled it.
It's me, Steve Jail.
Steve Jail.
So next, because I'm holding off on the deep AI talk until later, but next we had this little bit right here where someone pointed out how Jeff Bezos could give every single one of his workers $250,000 and he'd still be a billionaire. And then we have this nice little article showing that Amazon-owned Whole Foods is cutting medical benefits for part-time workers.
Let me just say something. As someone who used to work at Whole Foods, I don't have any fucking... Hold on. I don't have any fucking sympathy for those people at all. Fuck them. Sorry, a billionaire bought your company, but you guys are just a bunch of fucking stuck up fucking hippies anyway. Like that's really what it was. Like that was the most miserable job.
But you're projecting right now because that's not what this is. That's not what this is about. This is about them taking away health benefits.
But you know what else gets you taken away? You know what else? You know how health benefits also get taken away at Whole Foods when the group of people in your department decide that you're not fit for them and they fucking get you fired anyway because that's their process over there. No, that's their process over there. There's no like manager or supervisor. Mm-hmm. So like in your first 90 days. Like I was a dishwasher in the prepared foods department, right? They worked me every single fucking day. But that was, hey, I wanted 40 hours a week. So I was just like, all right. So I'm working every day. But they would do shit like, so at the end of the first month, they would ask your team who you have the shift with, how you doing, right? And basically, I was let go because there were some things I did that they didn't agree with. Basically, where I would have my lunch break, I wouldn't have my lunch break at like the healthy Whole Foods department. There was like a Jack in the Box across the street. I'd go eat at Jack in the Box. I was not reprimanded, but like talked down to because of that. I also smoked cigarettes, and when I had a legal smoke break, I would go take the smoke break, come back, wash my hands. They had a problem with that. It just seemed like they had a problem more with what I did than how well I did my job.
No, I mean, tell us how you really feel, though.
No, but that's how it was because my roommate also worked there and he heard all that shit from them after I was gone.
No.
So like, I did my job very well, got everybody out of there on time and everything. But because I liked fast food and because I didn't live to the Whole Foods, like, dude, it orientation. It's like there's a summer camp. They have like their own orientation.
Oh
They
boy.
hold on. You brought this up. They they make you go to a separate building and you watch three-hour videos on the founder of Whole Foods, the charities involved with Whole Foods, and why it's important to live your life the Whole Foods way. It's a fucking cult. And Amazon owns it now. So whatever, but like I could give a shit. Go ahead.
Look,
I'm sorry.
I mean that it's all good. I could tell the saltiness is real.
Because it's like you get in there and they promise you all these benefits and stock options and 401ks.
Sounds like
you can-
Wegmans.
You can do your job well, but oh, he doesn't live the lifestyle that we live. He needs to go. Fuck all that. A job is a job is a job. As long as you're doing your job well, that's what it should be. But like me going to Jack in the Box, I don't deserve health benefits because I eat at Jack in the Box. Get the fuck out.
Look, my main man, D&W, David Northwood, he says, Dan, tell the pocket sandwich story.
Man, so he wants me to bring up a time where I was like really, really drunk, and those are from my drinking days. And I only bring up stories like that when it's relevant. I'm not gonna bring it up on a podcast where like
all right.
it's just like he knows that's a fucking that's a story I share in AA. That's not a story I share on a podcast, and it has nothing related to. I mean, nothing bad happened. I got really drunk and banned from a pocket sandwich theater, but like, it's not this place to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
There's no juicy story behind it. It was my birthday. I was drunk, but he's just like, I don't know. I feel like he's just bringing that up because all of a sudden the show has turned into a fucking jukebox where it's just like put a quarter in us and we'll talk about anything. But
I mean, yikes, man. I see your saltiness is branching out now. You know what? We're gonna go on. We're gonna move on.
Oh no, part-time. Nope. I wasn't part-time. I wasn't the Steve-O of Texas stand-up comedy because I was funny the whole time. No, I mean it's just a stupid thing to bring up. It really is. I've read fucking 7 years ago or some shit like that.
Oh,
anyway.
So anyway. So on to other things. I was wondering, did you see? We're just gonna get semi-political for just a second.
Well, let's do it.
Okay. Did you see this chick? That basically New Faces GOP PAC, Elizabeth Heng, she had an ad on television, and the ad depicts like the burning of AOC's face. Like it has her. She's basically saying like,
well, tell us how you really feel, Elizabeth.
Yeah, and she's basically coming out saying like, see. Like the end of the commercial is like, I'm not a white man. This is what I'm saying. Socialism leads to blah, 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 like to the death of everyone and the genocide and all this other shit. And I just want to say, and like I said, I'm not going to spend all day on this topic. I just want to say what I put on Twitter to this. And I'm going to say it by quote, and then we can move on unless somebody has something to add on to it. But I said, she's
doing the news cycle as Elizabeth woman because I could see her there with Chris Cuomo.
Oh yeah, she was on Chris Cuomo because he was like, this commercial though, Like, I get you may not like policy differences as far as, what they're calling socialism, which
How come? Okay, see, if everybody, okay, here's what's weird.
go ahead.
Kathy Griffin can't get back into a comedy club, but this lady gets to be on the news cycle because she attacked AOC.
It's more about the way she attacked AOC, but
Why is she getting? I don't understand. That should be immediately a throwaway exile. This person's a fucking lunatic.
Because I would say that the moment that you do that to the GOP and conservative media, they act like they're black people running for their lives in the middle of the history of America. Like, they're like, oh my God, we're being prosecuted, and it's like, but beyond that, I just wanted to get to what I stated about her, and what I stated was
this is all just a fucking circus.
Yeah, it is. It is. No, it is a circus, but people don't understand the damage that certain segments of this circus can really do. And
so they just continue on with the act. Like, this isn't good. Like you're saying, this is what Elizabeth Woman is doing isn't good. But look at Chris Cuomo there. Chris Cuomo has to talk about it with her. You just got to extend.
Oh yeah, because
outrage.
It's a 24/7 news cycle. No, like, it's just how it happens. Like, they'll be onto this, but then they'll go on to something else. What? I don't even know what the hell that is.
You're getting a troll. Troll. Just a block.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit that ban. So there we go. Basically, what I said was,
I'm really gonna believe a name called Ood Keks.
Ood Keks of Glaxy.
Sounds legit.
So basically what I said was, this dumbass bitch keep letting rich old white men who play identity politics tell you how to wear your skin. You'll be on the pyre with the rest of us. And that's the end of that story. I just wanted to get it out because I don't know who else has seen this woman, but this is purely a racial play. To say, hey, see, not all Republicans are white. Not all Republicans are old white people who are racist. And I don't think all Republicans are old white people who are racist.
I do. You're either an old white person or you listen to your fucking grandparents. All right? That's, if you're young and Republican, it's because, like, you haven't pulled away from mommy and daddy and you haven't thought about the world literally in the realest of senses. I'm not even, like, Democrat or anything, but, like, I don't believe everything my parents tell me. Go ahead, Mighty.
Yeah. Hey, good segment. But I just really wanted to go into that because I had to say something about this woman. Like, her and her family have been through a lot, if you hear her story. But the problem is that now she's being co-opted by something that either she's too dumb to realize that she's being co-opted, or she's too stupid to realize she's been brainwashed. And that's not against him. Just, you can't do that. You can't come out with shit like this, because then when somebody does something to her, they're gonna, like, and I mean that, because you start saying stuff like this, like, people who understand how the co-op game works, they get really upset about this. Now, I just talk about it, but you have people who want to do way more than just talk. And when you get co-opted like this and someone comes and does something to you because you're being used, then it's going to be, see, the liberal left, they're out of control, hurting a decent, innocent woman. It's on. And it's just like, okay. But, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there are crazy people on every side. On every side.
I know.
And so I'm just saying, when you start using certain tactics, you're opening yourself up to a whole new bag of just bullshit that can come and make everybody look like pieces of shit, which Mostly everybody does look like a piece of shit anyway. So, I mean, but the point is,
today's day and age, though, you can look like a piece of shit and still get fucking elected president. So it's whatever now.
yeah, I guess
It
it
doesn't
is.
fucking matter anymore. It doesn't matter. People's opinion is trash.
People's opinion is
It
trash.
really is. It
Super
really is.
trash.
It really is. People's opinions are trash. Mine's trash. Yours is trash. Because nothing gets accomplished.
Nothing. But you know what? We keep fighting.
We have a decent little podcast here and everything, but like, you know.
See, but what we're going to do is we're going to take this
we
decent
gotta-
podcast and we're going to turn it into an XM radio show. And from there, that's when we start making the big bucks.
Then
But-
we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
then it's
From
us in the
basketball.
designer clothes and the fast cars.
That's from basketball from Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Jesus, I have not seen that movie in years.
It's one of the very first lines. He's like, "No, man. First we got to get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks."
Well, those dudes are brilliant, and so
I love that movie. I might watch it after the podcast. Make
Yeah.
myself feel better about the day.
I feel better about the day. So, is there anything else that you ran across this week that really tickled your tits, or?
Here's something. That guy got fired from Saturday Night Live. I don't care. I think he should have been fired. I think Saturday Night Live needs to get a better vetting process going.
What did he get fired? Like, I heard
Oh,
that,
so-
like,
okay.
explain this to me, because I also
So,
was just like, whatever.
So his name is Shane, I want to say Gillis, maybe Gillis. I don't know. So Saturday Night Live every year they promote writers and then they hire featured players, guys that are going to be on like a sketch or two, maybe an episode, and then they work their way up to cast, whatever. We all know that.
Mhm.
Well, one of the guys was Shane Gillis. I don't know what state he's from. I guess he's a New York comic. I don't know. But they found that on podcast, he had made racial slurs towards Asian people, but just like as calmly as I said it to you, like as I'm talking to you, not that I said any whatever, but you know, like how we're talking right now, he says some racial slurs about Asian people. And then they found many more podcasts in which he did this. And people were asking him to be fired. And then you have the comedy beloved, the people that love comedy going, no, blah, blah, blah. And just people arguing back and forth about comedy that have never done comedy. I'm not going to defend him, but how come whenever there's like a negative connotation to comedy, when we have to talk about something that somebody said, why is comedy like always a platform? But when I'm trying to get you out to my show on a Friday night, I get the text message, oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it to your skit tonight. How come, like when there's no negative connotation, you don't take comedy seriously? But when someone says something you don't agree with or does something like you don't agree with, like Chappelle, like Bill Burr, whatever, comedy is then a platform instead of a fucking skit. That's my only problem I had this week. Other than that, yeah, the guy should have gotten fired.
Yeah, see, but the answer to that is what it always is. It's that controversy sells. That's it.
Oh no, I understand, but like,
I mean, it's
yeah.
shitty, but yeah, I mean, you wish you could get more blow.
When comics are being talked down to by people that don't do comedy, all of a sudden what we do is a platform, right? But when it comes to them like supporting or not supporting, our shit is a skit, you know? I can't tell you how many times I've been like at a party or whatever, and something funny happens, like, oh, Dave spills the beer. And someone's like, Dan, you need to put that in your skit, like shit like that.
Oh yeah.
No one,
I mean,
you
it's
know?
the same thing as an artist is being told that,
thank
like,
you, horrible knows.
it's called, like, you know, when people are like, well, I mean, all you got to do is doodle. It's like what I'm doing is doodling. Like this 8 hours that I put into this piece is doodling. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's yeah.
Right.
I understand you. I get you,
But if
and I agree
say
with you.
something about Trump or something and they voted for Trump, well, then all of a sudden I have a platform.
Gee,
Like,
next time you should
couldn't-
just be like, hey, I didn't know I had this platform. I'm
Oh,
happy to have a platform.
I'm sorry. Also, in this platform, I make jokes about my dick. You know, it's just whatever.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm not even. It's not even about the Saturday Night Live guy. It was just like like another little thing happening in comedy where Joji Ann Buckfuck on Facebook has opinion. Well, but I watch comedy specials, so I know a thing or two. And that's like you don't know shit. Shut the fuck up.
Her name is Becky or Stephanie,
Whatever.
and
It's always,
she might be a Karen. That's
might be. I don't know. People just need to. People need to recognize. People need to realize, like, you could, like, if you work at Arby's, talk about Arby's. You know, because you know Arby's. But if you don't know shit about Arby's, you know, oh, you've been to one once or twice, you didn't like the food. And now you're just gonna fucking go to Facebook. Oh, Arby's. Here's everything I think about Arby's. You're the worst. That's it.
Wow. All right.
I'm
Well,
just saying.
being that we have filled up that first hour quite nicely with all types of conversation and topics from all around the world and
People
all
piss me
levels
the
of
fuck off,
stupidity.
I had to get an inhaler, Mighty. People pissed me the fuck off.
God damn.
The platform of convenience. Horrible knows.
Yes.
Horrible's
Indeed.
out there doing that grind in California. He knows.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Indeed. So we're on to, if you remember.
Don't die, Red. I won't.
Don't die.
All this shit giving me asthma.
Giving me the asthma. So
Just go get my inhaler, get my Magic the Gathering cards.
Quads. Why did you turn it into like you were Boston or something?
I don't know. I know.
You'll get your quads. So, did you accept his offer for promotion? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think part-time was that.
Part-time making poor people jokes with his rich ass.
I think that might be what's going on. The guy you met. Oh. No, I didn't. No. As a matter of fact, I didn't even finish reading it.
His name wasn't trusted. I read the whole thing. I can't hear you through all these hundos.
All these hundos, bruh.
All these hundos.
Part-time, our neighborhood Bill Gates is out here. So the main topic that I wanted to get to spend the last, 20 or 30 minutes on was the fact that Elon Musk AI project to replicate the human brain receives $1 billion from Microsoft. And hi, Misty.
What? Oh, Mighty's saying hi. I just want to give you a hug. Okay.
So, I'm just gonna say, as a person who a few weeks ago, I was talking about the future of humanity and how I see the future of humanity going.
Elon Musk is going to spend that $1 billion on blow, bro.
Pandoku, how dare you bring up the Xbox in my presence? You know I wanted to go off about the Xbox today, but it's not the gaming podcast.
That is a good way to say of Xbox, though.
I mean, honestly, they are.
Right. If the console was in my brain the whole time, I wouldn't be doing Twitch. I wouldn't be doing shit.
Horrible gamer Jay. All jokes are over now.
Seriously, horrible. I've known Mighty too long. Don't bring up Xbox. It's just like it's like me in football. Well, I mean, I love football, but if you bring up a specific team, I'm bound to go off. See, now it just got really intense in this podcast. I feel it. I feel the intensity.
See, he's trolling me. Yeah, he's trolling me is what he's doing.
Because
I know for a fact that he doesn't think it's better than PC and PS4. Now he's just going off. Now he's just going off the fucking tracks. Like
horrible. I won't be able to talk him out of it, bro. I don't got your back on this. You're poking the bear.
I haven't even turned mine on in months. God damn, it's so good. I don't feel right touching it. So anyway,
he probably got that red ring of death or some shit.
Probably.
Why he hasn't turned it on. That's why I had to give up on Xbox, because like every other console was just like, oh yeah, you know that red ring of death? we don't do that. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with them because they don't do the red ring of death.
Damn.
Fucking Nintendo Wii didn't do it. PlayStation 3.
So
It's fine.
this OpenAI was first created by a startup by Elon Musk. Elon Musk kind of separated himself away from it because, as we all know, for the last probably about the last year and a half, he's been one of the biggest arguers of AI, like being the end of humanity. But basically, they've already gotten this thing to a pretty decent point as far as its interaction with humans, as well as its ability to outthink, because the overall function or mission of this AI that they're building is to be able to basically process and think faster than a human, but in a way that allows it to problem solve for our biggest problems.
Will we be able to fuck it? Sorry. Will we be able to fuck it?
No, this is not one of the ones that Will Smith had the convo with. That was creepy as fuck. If anybody hasn't seen that video, go see that video. It's actually creepy as hell. But no, he actually did an interview where he was talking to a robot and looked suspiciously like the robot in this image, but a little more trying to look a little more human. It doesn't work, but trying to. Basically they want it to become like the think machine that can save humanity. That's basically what they want. Elon Musk, of course, like I said, is kind of against AI and putting too many, but he's attached to the project basically to do like you just said with iRobot. He's trying to basically keep tabs on it to make sure that they can kind of instill the safety guards. Okay. To make sure that the AI is a benefit to humanity and doesn't literally become a logic machine that would inevitably come to the conclusion that humanity is not needed. But I like this idea.
Did Will Smith tell the robot how to live its best life or like skydive with it? I don't know.
It actually was throwing some consistent shade at him, and I like that.
Good.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like Will Smith, but I like that.
Why did you have the first? Oh God! What was her name? Why did you have why did you have the first Aunt Viv fired, Will Smith? Huh? I'm just saying.
Well,
I have my own. I have my own Will Smith world going on here.
Yeah. I can see that. Maybe we'll get back into that. But this, the robot basically, now I know this probably doesn't mean anything to most people, but if you've watched Dota 2 or played Dota 2 or know what Dota 2 is, it's pretty much a strategical chess-based type game. With a lot more flash. Like, basically, it's League of Legends, but more complicated.
My boy Rags. What's up, Rags?
Ragamuffins. What's going on, my dude?
He came and checked out the Insomniac stream the other night while we were trying to beat the Valkyrie Queen in God of War. And then we went over to Borderlands 3 and entered Promethea. Rags is my new homie. What's up, Rags?
Yeah.
Nothing's in this cup. There was something in the last cup. But y'all won't see that take effect until like 1 o'clock. The coffee has to come down. It's so great, Mighty. When the coffee comes down, so do I, baby. Anyways.
Yuck.
No one knows.
Okay. I mean, I believe you, I guess. So, Theraflu.
Theraflu? That's funny. When the coffee comes... Theraflu. Jesus. When the coffee comes down, I go up. There we go. Something like that. Bro, the Valkyrie are ridiculous. I've almost got that Queen beat. I've almost got that Queen Valkyrie beat. I think I could horrible come in. I think I'll have you very surprised. Like my friend Eric, who's a God of War expert, it's like, you're not supposed to be this good at God of War. But I still can't beat that Valkyrie Queen.
Yeah, I am staying away from it because I want to play the game myself, and I know I'm taking forever to do so, but things need to be perfect.
This is all the Valkyries and stuff. They're just the extra shit.
The extra content.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the main
Okay.
plot line. It's basically like there are a bunch of Valkyries around the map. You face each one of them, and you gather like 8 of their helmets, and you bring them around to this throne. You place a helmet on each throne, and then you got to face the thing that killed all the Valkyries, and it's the Valkyrie Queen. And she has all the Valkyries' move sets. So it's basically like remembering how to block or dodge a certain move. I think in one run, I had her about like 10% life left. But yeah, she's pretty hard. She's one of the hardest bosses I've ever faced in video games. But gold trophy with PlayStation when you beat her. That's what it's for, baby. The gold trophy. Yeah, sales are crazy right now. I got the Ultimate Edition for like $40. Yeah.
Indeed. I mean, I already own the game. I just don't. I can't play it right now.
It's time consuming. It really is. I had to do like 3 Insomniac streams of 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours to get to the end part where I'm at. Like I got one more cutscene and then the Valkyrie. So like those are my last 2 things left. You know.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say, just to end off the Elon Musk AI project, because I've not really been able to focus on it right now, I think it's incredible. And I hope that they do it because, as I said before, I believe that this is going into the realm of what I was talking about before. Because once you can create the human mind in robot form, that's when we'll be able to get out of these bodies, which aren't meant to... Honestly, they're not built to survive. Our bodies kill us.
Felicity Huffman's daughter could pass the SAT.
Jesus.
See, I'm making jokes. What? I adapted and I made a joke. There's nothing I can do.
I adapted.
So I adapted just like she did and made a joke about her daughter. I thought it was pretty clever too.
Yeah.
Fine. You know what? I'm just gonna turn around.
I mean, we're pretty much done now. I mean,
nope. No, we're not. We got to talk about communism.
So, well, we'll see. We'll see if because y'all had gone into God of War and talking about Valkyries. I didn't think I was gonna get a chance to actually talk about this story, but I do see Ragamuffins. Ragamuffins came in and he said, "Not built to survive." Hard disagree. Okay. I think let me extrapolate on that then. Humans have the capacity to improve, and they have the mental capability to actually do a lot of things. But humans can't do any of those things because we are human. And we have our setbacks and constantly want to kill each other for stupid shit. And most of these things that I would consider to be stupid shit is stuff that I also believe would be eradicated with the idea of us no longer having bodies in separation, like things that separate us in a how would you say, separate us by a means that we can determine to be lesser than. And that is something that stops us from doing all the great things that humans can do. So, with that being the case, we will, and most people agree, and by people I mean most people who look to the future and see the path of which that humanity's going to go to, we're going to kill ourselves. We are going to end ourselves. So, when I say we're not built to survive, I mean we're not built to survive mentally. We let too much shit get in the way.
I mean, look how it's going right now, man. Killing our own planet, and we concentrate on pop culture controversies more. You know what I mean? Like we don't concentrate on enough on how to extend the life of the planet. Some of us don't even think the planet's an actual living thing, even though it moves, it breathes,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's our limited comprehension that's going to kill us.
Yeah, it's our limited comprehension of mortality and ultimate mortality, pretty much.
Yes. And I believe that basically what they're talking about making, which sounds like a huge red flag. I understand people being,
The human brain.
yeah, like basically making an AI that can help us problem solve. Like, anybody in their right mind is going to immediately look at that and be like, well, it's going to kill us all.
And setting up the plot lines for Detroit Become Human here.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I truly believe that humanity. Oh, put me in the Matrix immediately. I don't give a fuck. But
Dude, if we are in the Matrix right now, this is blowing. This is sucking. Put me in the real world with the holes in my skin and shit.
okay. I got ragamuffins on our side, or on my side. We can agree on something before we disagree immediately, probably 2 minutes later. But that's all I'm saying. It's like, for me, we have to, like, no matter what, we have to get off this planet. That's the future of humanity. That's the crux. At some point, we have to go. And
not gonna be in our lifetime, though. Lame.
I mean, maybe not, but I still hold out hope that they'll be able to throw me in a computer somewhere.
If that does happen, it will be like on the verge of our elderly years.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping. But, like, honestly, at that point, I'd be like, I don't even care. Put a bullet in my chest. You know? I don't know.
I mean, see, but that's the thing. Like, your age is completely built by the breakdown of chromosomes in your body. And therefore, if you have something that negates that body aspect, and you can go from feeling like you're 80, which I already feel like I'm 80, to feeling basically like a brand new entity with a life worth living, I think that attitude changes. I think you'd be more open to be like, hey, I'm now living in basically the old cartoon reboot. I might want to stick around here for a little while. That's
True.
I mean, I'd stick around personally. I can't wait to get rid of my body. I just don't want to be the first guy. I'm not going to be the hero that comes out.
Really? Why wouldn't you want to be the first guy?
Because they got to work that shit out. We're humans. Like we're humans. Something like a stick of bubble gum could stop us, like, right off the bat. Like,
I like meaning, like, you didn't want to be the first one because, like, you did it, and then, like, if you did it, then everybody would be like, nah, never mind. And then you're the only guy left. Like, you're the only guy. We all, like, kind of, like, put some shady shit on you, made you do it.
Okay.
And we were like, nah. And now you're just like a brain in a jar for the rest of your life. While we were like, no. I mean, we were all on the bandwagon, but after seeing Mighty do it, we changed our minds.
Okay. I see Neji has come through and dropping it. He says, I don't believe in AI. I don't believe an AI can represent a human anytime in the near future. Emotions are too hard to program. I would agree with you, but what I'm talking about is not being human anymore. I'm talking about us actually exceeding humanity and how it's the only way to fix the problems that we have.
Rags asked me, Red, would you want to be the first iPhone or today's iPhone, my dude? I want to be an Android. No, I will not answer the iPhone. I don't want any of them. I don't want today's. I don't want yesterday's iPhone. Now you bring me an Android Galaxy S9 or something. I'll fuck with that.
I mean, I'm a fan of the Android life, even though I have an iPhone. But I would.
I know what you mean, Rex.
But yeah. See, all I'm saying is that I don't believe that humanity per se, that their future or our future lies in us staying human. I think that the longer that we stay human, the less we're actually going to evolve. or be given the chance to evolve, because I think this world will end before we get over our bullshit. That's just how I feel. So being like, okay, let me throw this up. Okay, so would it be easier? Yes, remove humanity. Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But would you? But what's gonna be easier? What do you think would be easier? An AI learning how to program feelings, or a human who is now an AI programming those feelings?
Have we asked the AI if they want feelings? I feel like that's very important. Because, like, if I had a choice, I would take away my feelings right now. Feelings suck. Feelings lead you to addiction.
I mean, I think that we'll feel less, and I think that that's better.
But have we asked? So we're pretending we've asked the AI. The AI goes, "Yes, I want feelings," and then we're like, "Okay, whatever. I don't know why you would, but here you go."
I mean, honestly, I think that feelings, in a way, they might not be as hard to. Not, mind you, I'm not a programmer, so calm down. But I don't feel like feelings. Yeah, I don't feel like feelings would be hard to program once you establish it. And because to me, most feelings or emotions are a learned behavioral reaction. And if you can simulate if you can simulate the situation by which one would have those feelings, I feel like it would be easier to teach a computer those same behavioral reactions. But you have to be able to keep that at a distance, because I don't want an emotional computer. I want a logical computer. That's my thing. I think we'd be better off leaving our emotions with our bodies and going into a complete existence where we can exist with everything in unity and not have the little things that basically destroy our society. So, but here, let me keep up. But then again, even if we transcend the physicality of humanity, but we'd still have our ego, and therein lies real issue. When
are we gonna talk about sex bots?
We'll get there. I don't
feel like we're a long way away from sex bots right now.
I don't see
talk about fucking some bots.
See, I'm on the belief that if we were to not have our bodies, a lot of the things that we have as like negative as far as the ego, I think that goes away, because I believe, and I've talked to ragamuffins about this, I believe that many of our social ills are simple byproducts of us believing in time. And the reason I say that is it's because the reason there's the spirit of competition, the reason there's the want to go out and having to make money, having to do all these things that are necessary for you to exist within a society to live. It's that struggle, it's that fight that creates all of the dividing assets or dividing factors within human civilization, and what keeps us like crabs in a bucket, clawing at each other. Nobody makes it out because we're pulling each other down. It's that concept of time and that we need to get things done that basically create all the negative aspects of humanity, in my opinion. But once you remove time, you remove the need to be the best, and you replace it with the idea of furthering as a group. That's when you're able to actually expand past the things that break humanity. And I think that the relinquishment of bodies would do it. That's just my belief. They keep going in this direction. We'll see. We'll see.
I want to fuck a robot. This is what I had.
So a few weeks ago, we were talking about sex robots, and
Here's the
Red
thing.
was saying that to fuck a robot would be inherently wrong. If I remember your argument correctly.
I've changed my mind because we live in a day and age where fucking a robot has more research behind it than the replication of the human brain. Like, we thought of AI, right? And then the next step was like, yeah, but how do we fuck it? And now we're on the whole. So we learned how to fuck it, and now we're on like, okay, now how do we make the brain part machine? Like, I just think that's funny. I just think that's hilarious. We invent like
Nah, robot fucking, I'm out.
I'm just
But
saying.
I'm gonna hold on. So Ragamuffins, you said, but are you still human without feelings and emotion? Might as well just pull the plug on all of us and go full robot. If that's the destiny of the human race, I don't see a problem with that. Personally, if we were to all become robotic beings that can actually exist in space, because humans can't exist in space, we can't. That's just the truth of the matter.
Not with that attitude, Mighty.
No, fuck my attitude. It's biology. Like, we cannot exist in space.
We wear suits, dog. We wear suits. We're fine.
We cannot stay in suits that long, nor will there be that many suits to get us out of here. I think my digital arc is still the better idea. So,
no, seriously, my theory, I think what is happening of Space Force escorting the rich and powerful off the planet. Seriously, I think that's what's happening. And then they go and start the human race out in the galaxy. You know, Will Smith and all them, they all get on a ship. And the billionaire CEOs, they all get on a ship and they all go out into space and they leave us to burn in 2050. That's what I think's happening. But sex with robots. Part-time knows what I'm talking about.
I'm catching up with chat because while I was answering those questions, it flew.
Oh.
So no,
God.
keep going. I'm catching up.
I don't really want to have sex with a robot unless this one leaves me back here. Then I might have sex with a robot.
Then you can get Robo Misty. Robo Misty.
She can't hear you, I don't think. She heard Robo Misty. Thank you, Mighty. Thank you.
God damn.
She's got ears of a fucking cat, my dude.
Right? Jesus Christ. Tell her. She's over there just, my ears to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything plugged into my ears.
No, let's see. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but I can't judge a person who would because that is a means to an end, not hurting anyone else. Yeah, that's basically what we hit him with last time. Is it destiny, though? You sons of bitches. Yeah, you sons of bitches. I love you all. So,
Shadowkeep, October 1st.
We don't shout out Destiny on my podcast.
Shadowkeep,
I
October
can't stand
1st.
you. All right, this is the last time y'all see Red. No, I'm just playing.
As I do this.
As he does this, you just see his shit go blip. No, so let's see.
Shadowkeep.
Let's see. Coming in here, spitting straight facts. Did someone say Space Force? Insert Trump meme here. Also, make sure to add the Space Force theme song to it. 3 stars. Popped off, bro. Okay. Proper slack. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you again, good sir.
And he gave it 3 out of 5 stars, I think. I think that's what that meant.
Ragamuffins got no interest in sex robots. Not yet, sir. Not yet. You could control the settings. Okay, part-time. And we're going to just keep moving. Let's see. Might as well.
That would be awesome. Might as well get a flashlight.
Yeah, get a flashlight.
Yeah, but if the flashlight is in the shape, I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, don't do that. You got a waifu around. You ain't trying to get that That horrible thing going right now. So not when I said horrible thing, I wasn't referring to your wife. I was referring to the situation by which you would be castrated by your wife. There you go. Anyway.
I take no offense to either.
Wow. Yo, this guy about to be dead though. This guy this might actually be the last time you see Red. But let's see. So the end result, according to Jinx, the end result is we need to all become machines, and then everyone will be robot fucking. Sung to the tune of Kung Fu Fighting.
Everybody was robot fucking.
Ragamuffin at part-time, too in-depth. Rag, I see you. I see you. I just want you to know I see you.
Was a little bit frightening.
I see you. Neji gotta have a signed consent from the said robot. I mean, if they're that far along, sure. Be like, excuse me, ma'am, but your gears are quite sexy. May I have this dance? And that'll be it. You have to do it like a real gentleman. So, ragamuffins don't need that kind of control. True. Proper slack, nah, not 3 out of 5 stars. I'd yelped myself for 3 stars out of 3. Okay. All right. Part-time, settings of the whole. God damn it.
He wants to make that a thing.
Yeah, he does. And we'll go with it. And I also appreciate all this activity in chat. Thank you guys for showing up and being a part.
Making those get 15 people talking at the same time achievements done.
Yeah, yo. So, y'all ever see the Tiger Woods SNL skit?
That's a funny one.
I feel like I have, but was that years ago?
Yeah.
Pandoku, Misty Ear Peck Up. What did you say? Oh, she's already sharpening the knives over there. Yeah, waiting.
She's on the laptop.
American Gods.
She's reading about American Gods.
Another great show I need to get back to for those who didn't see my podcast or yesterday, which every weekday now, Monday through Friday, Tuesday through Friday, it's 12 p.m. lunchtime. So come by and check out. It's the Audible Brunch podcast. I was talking about how Disney Plus was fucking up by doing the week-to-week episodic release. And I was explaining how there's tons of shows that I'm really into that I can't watch or basically forget to watch because I have to wait week to week, and there's so much stuff that I'm doing instead that they should just give me everything they have, like Netflix. Let me binge it on my time, not theirs. Or I might turn to alternative sources and friends to be able to see things.
Alternative sources?
Yeah, because I was having...
Might as well just have said or I'll just do LSD with my friends.
No. What I was telling him, or what I was telling a viewer who jumped in yesterday and was conversing with me, was that the only proven way to stop pirating, they've done tons of studies, and all of them say the same thing: accessibility and pricing. That's it. And when you're doing things like trying, because the whole reason they're doing week to week is simply to try to keep you subscribed. It's an out in the open, blatant, underhanded practice. Because
wait, isn't an underhanded practice though using that free trial for the first month and freaking watching all the shows you can and then canceling the subscription? Isn't that underhanded by the consumer?
No.
If they want to prevent that, that is, dude.
No, that's called nope. The currency of media right now is a catalog. And Disney has a catalog. As a matter of fact, they have Disney's catalog. They have Fox's catalog. They have ESPN. They own most of Hulu now. They have a catalog. So, if you have a catalog, then give people things. Because if you want to stretch it out week to week, all that tells me is that you don't. What you're afraid of is people basically dropping your service, right? Well,
I
don't
mean,
you have a catalog that should stop people from dropping your service?
Yeah, they do have that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
So they don't need that function.
but some people aren't gonna go watch the Fox and the Hound again when they're an adult. Some people are gonna go on there because that. I mean, you can't deny that there are Marvel nerds and Star Wars nerds that are just gonna go in there and watch The Mandalorian season 1 and watch whatever they need to season 1 and then just quit after a month. You can't say that there's not going to be people like that because there are people like that. And they've done numbers, they've done tests, they've taken surveys and read poll data that shows people are going to do that.
First of all, I believe they've done none of the studies personally.
I don't think they just come out with this shit.
I do.
I think they look at Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Netflix is suffering because of everybody's shared accounts and shit.
Hey,
That's how Netflix is suffering.
first of all, they're not suffering. Because if they were suffering,
Bro, they're
they'd be
bankrupt.
they're okay. Now I know that you just
They're
saying
fucking
words.
canceling
You're
shows.
just
No. Netflix financial rose. I'm gonna Google that to you. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Netflix is actually like losing money and has no
But this is what I mean by I said, now I know you're just talking. Because when it comes down to it, that's because they make money by basically losing money. That's the model.
They haven't. But no. And I would agree with you months ago. We've talked about this months ago. However, projections at the point where they were supposed to make money have now turned to where when they were projected to make money, they are still not making money. So you can't say their model works when they haven't made money.
Okay.
And they're canceling shows left and right. Here's my point.
I can, because the thing is that model wasn't done by Netflix. It was done by people projecting on Netflix when they don't have the information, because Netflix doesn't let out data. They've never let out data, and it's angered so many people.
This is Netflix itself. I mean, they're telling Yahoo Finance they're doing investors are doing interviews. Like, this is, I'm looking at the article right now. I'll link it to you. But my main point was, I don't think there's anything wrong with Disney or NBC or any of these streaming services to have a strategic measure to prevent someone from binge watching a whole show in like a week, right? And then canceling their subscription. They're a business, you know? Like, it would be different if no one was doing that. If no one was doing what they think people are going to do, that'd be one thing. But you know for a fact people do that, you know? And you shouldn't, like, it shouldn't be on them to keep I mean, in a way, yes, it should be on them for them to keep people subscribed.
Yes,
but
it's completely on them.
At the same time, they do have a catalog, and they do have a catalog. They do have like a whole programming catalog of decades worth of stuff. But at the same time, people should not be assholes and only subscribe to something for a month, watch all the shows, and quit, because that ruins it for the rest of us.
No, that's on. No, dude, that's on the people producing the content to create the content enough to satisfy the need, supply and demand.
But
it's not demand and then supply.
This isn't food. Supply and demand, supply and demand are important when it comes to life essential needs.
No, bro. It is. If you're creating, I love this. By the way, let's keep this going.
No. Okay, but supply and demand matters when there's for something like this. If there's an essential need like food, water, something, maybe medicine, then yeah, your point would be just strictly outright, no argument. This is just for fucking Star Wars shows and superhero shows that aren't essential to life. Disney can do whatever the fuck they want.
Look,
because this is not a life need. And if it is a life need for some of you, fucking
look, let me put it like this. Okay, let's say that it's not for them to be strategic. Let's go with your side that it's not. They have the right to do that. Okay. So then, if their right to do that loses them money and causes people to pirate their shit, then that's not the consumer's fault either.
No, that's not the consumer's fault either. I never said it was.
No.
Never said it was.
I didn't say you were. I didn't say you said it
Okay,
was.
okay.
I was just saying that it's not. Because basically, because they would disagree with you. They would say the consumer is immediately a criminal, and you know they're gonna start trying to find people
no.
and sue people.
That's
But this
a whole-
is my thing. It's
a
your
whole
job.
conversation.
If you are creating a content-driven, media-based streaming service, it falls on you as the company to create enough content for people to want to stay subscribed. It doesn't fall on the person viewing.
Disney's gonna have content there that's all binge watchable day of, but for the new stuff, it's going to be week to week. Don't you miss the week to week build up? I fucking do.
I don't, because the week to week buildup is why. Oh God, if only people had come yesterday to the podcast, we could have had this conversation. Because
we could have this conversation right now.
because the thing is the week to week buildup is why TV died. And if you don't think TV's dying, then you're wrong.
Oh no,
TV
TV is definitely dead.
That's why
TV's definitely dead.
That's why it's called the cord cutting culture, because all of the things that made TV what it was, the release schedule, the week to week, and all that shit is what killed TV, because people can't run off of a time slot. They need to be able to watch it their own shit. Like on their own time. Now the thing
I
is,
would always watch weekly shows on my own time. So like very rarely would I tune in like day of, time of. I'd see it on the internet. I'd pirate. I get it. People are gonna pirate again. Cool.
no, but like Neji just said, easier access equal preferred. Netflix proved it.
But
They've already proven it.
Seriously, like this discussion needs to be happened with food or like or water or something essential need. I feel like since Netflix,
I feel like media is an actual substantial need at this point.
It's all a distraction.
And is distraction not something that's actually needed in the human psyche?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Sir.
The first distraction was religion, and that kept us in control. And now they need to evolve the ideas. They need to evolve the distractions, and now we're just at like media standpoint now. First it was religion, now it's at media. But it distracts us from what's really going on and what we really should be doing as a race, which I think is protecting the planet, not hurting it. I hate to take it down this road, but like that's what it is. That's what these streaming services are. They're just distraction. When you really break it down, it's not an essential need. The food in your fridge, that's an essential need. When someone goes, oh, we can only hand out food weekly.
Thank you, Horrible Gamer Jay. You are exactly right.
Distraction is not a need.
All work and no play makes people crazy.
No, you think it's a need. They've programmed it into your brain to make you think it's a fucking need. It's not a need. These distractions really don't mean anything.
They mean just about as much as everything else in the big scale.
They programmed you.
Okay, first of all, I am not an MK Ultra. They are not programmed. I mean, honestly, it is kind of MK Ultra when you really think about it. But the point is that it's not. But the thing is it's not. But this is the thing. It's not a program if it's something you enjoy. Your enjoyment isn't part of the programming. You actually, I enjoy people telling good stories.
Shit.
I enjoy people telling good stories. If all I had was nonfiction, I would have killed myself a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Robert, I'm not assaulting Area 51. I don't want to get shot to death. No, the reason you enjoy it is because shit like that is linked to your childhood. So when you watched it as a child, not knowing you were watching a distraction, of course you enjoyed it. All right, like that's programmed into you. When you're young enough to build those skills, it's pretty much genetic at that point, psychological. That's what's going to make you. You know what I mean? If you had came into this world knowing that everything on this planet and the position in the galaxy all matters, and that there's a better horizon there, all we got to do is just think about it. you wouldn't watch anything. You would work harder to make sure we see that ultimate paradise and all that shit. But like,
I don't agree with you.
you don't agree with me. You don't agree that this
Chat doesn't seem to agree with you either.
because y'all been programmed. You guys, no, because
y'all have been programmed.
no, because the idea of a utopia is not a realistic thought to you, and that's fine. But if we all came out of here with the utopia mindset, like come out as humans, we're born and our whole focus is how to make this planet better and how to live our ultimate potential, that'd be one thing. But someone, boom, came up with religion, and then all of a sudden shit we decided to do mattered, and then people were able to control us and shit. And then throughout the years, entertainment comes along, and entertainment comes news, and news becomes media. How does no one fucking see this? You've been programmed not to think about what could be, but what is. And then what is being talked and controlled by somebody else. Someone with more money than you, with more connections than you. You are peons. Wow. I mean, I wish I could do something about it, but really, I just don't care because it's just like I'm 32 years old.
See,
but you get
I'm 32 years old. My prime is gone.
You get too famous, and then they kill you. Lenin, Martin Luther King, Kennedy, anybody that wants to explore new ideas, they just kill them. They kill them. Anybody with like a list of names of rich and powerful people that want to like molesting children, anybody who has that info, they kill them.
All I'm saying,
Let Disney do what they want to with their damn fucking shows.
Look,
I want it fucking now.
Look. All I'm saying is, with your idea that humanity could band together to bring about a change and a difference in the future of our society and our achievements, yeah, I agree with you on that. But to sit there and say that all media programming is brainwashing is ridiculous. Like, the only reason I watch TV is not because I'm brainwashed. It's because I like seeing stories of people with imaginations that can picture the actual utopia that you're trying to create.
It's not brainwashed.
Oh, programmed.
It's brain bred.
Okay. Well, I think you were wrong. Because
it's just like our parents, how they adapt to whatever technology that they've been able to have. So when our parents were born into this world, they had television, but it was very limited. So they used the radio. That's how they spread their information and their entertainment and all that shit. Look at all the killed fucking leaders and the killed celebrities that tried to do something different. It's all right there in front of you. I mean, I just don't look. This spewed off into a totally different thing.
No, you have spewed off into a completely.
Well, because my point was that media is not an essential need. As much as you can defend it and love it, all that, it's not an essential need. Anybody who's like lived in their car for like over a couple weeks can tell you that media is not an essential need. Did I want it? Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, of course. But it's not an essential need. And watching it back to back in a span of a day, streaming it, whatever, not an essential need. You can wait a week. You can wait a week.
Oh, no. See, that's the thing. I can, but I'm not going to.
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna like that's but that's the thing. But to say that, I'm sorry, because I do believe that media is necessary, because all the things that we know as reality started as a dream that we saw through media.
Probably.
That's like saying that art. That's like saying that art isn't important. And
no. But we've used it for a different purpose now. Is what I understand what you're saying. It's not used like that anymore. It's now used as like, that's why you see fucking 6-year-olds walking around with iPads and shit.
No, bro. No. That's a whole different. That's
the same kind of thing.
No, a kid walking around with an iPhone and somebody creating a beautiful piece of artwork that tells a beautiful story that aspires to something greater from humanity, which a lot of stories do, that's not the same.
When I was 7, I had a Nokia in my phone. Do you think if they could have put the first season of like Friends on that Nokia phone, I would just be like a 7-year-old is today with an iPad? Got the media, right? It's always in front of me. It's always in front of me. It's always distracting me. That's what it is. Like your idea of media and how it was formed and how it evolved our knowledge and understanding. Yes, I do agree with that. However, it's also been used as a fucking way to distract us.
Yes.
That's how.
Yes, I mean, everything is a double-edged sword. But the thing is what this really comes back down to, because let's boil it back to the original concept. If the most powerful thing that killed an entire industry was the introduction of binge watching, then why would you go to the industry? Why would you go back to the format of the industry that died?
Why would I go back to the format of the industry to die? I don't know, man. They're trying something different. I mean, they're really just trying something different.
No, they're not. It's not different. No, it's not. No, because HBO Go did the same thing with Game of Thrones, and they tried to make it so that people had to buy the HBO Go so that they could keep up with Game of Thrones and catch up and do all that. And I'm gonna tell you what. And I'm gonna tell you what. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. No, they don't have to. No, they don't have to, because you know what they did instead? There became whole streaming sites where people would just stream HBO or would stream Game of Thrones every week to people who didn't have HBO Go. Why? Because it's a shitty process. Just because you want to, it's the same thing that happened with the music industry. No, hold on. It's the same thing that happened with the music industry. When people came about, first, the people got tired of buying or spending $20 to $30 on an album. So what came along to combat it? iTunes.
MP3s.
No. And iTunes. iTunes was their solution to Napster and to all of the pirating that was going on. What beat it? Pricing, accessibility. Now, you keep going with that. What did everybody start complaining about? Not being able to have a la carte programming as far as their Netflix shit went, or their cable company went. Netflix comes out, gives them the next thing. It succeeds. Accessibility, pricing.
Yes.
So if you want, just because these companies, when they were fighting piracy, their statement that they were making was, well, when they pirate, that means they're not giving us their money. See, but the problem is they were never going to give you their money to begin with. So it's not money you were losing.
Yeah.
It's money that you would have never seen. And that's the same thing I'm saying coming with this. It's when they start bitching that people that they're not making money because of pirating, it's going to be not because people didn't want to give them, well, one, people were never going to give them their money, because the format that they're going with for their shows is completely wrong. And if you ask people to stay subscribed to something simply because you want to change your format to try to string it out so people won't lose your your streaming service, won't stop paying you, they're not going to pay you to begin with. It is a mistake. And the reason we know it's a mistake is because of the last decade of television and digital streaming service programming. I'm done. Go.
To me, it feels like people bitching about the vaping thing, you know? It's just like, whatever. Look, you don't have to get HBO Go to watch Game of Thrones weekly. Actually, if you have, and this is fucked up when you really think about it, if you have Amazon Prime, you can just add HBO for like $6, and you can pretty much have HBO Go, everything that's on HBO Go, for like $6 a month through Amazon Prime. That was one solution. They don't advertise that, mind you, but that isn't a solution. But the fact that we're here, like, this is what television has turned into. I mean, I was reading that if you had a list of all these streaming services, like every single one of them that are paid, the major ones at least, you'd be paying like $95 to $100 a month. So like at that point, that's like a cable bill in itself. But since cable is going non-existent, then that's just pretty much our new form of cable. Where I had the Nokia phone when I was young, now these kids have the iPads that they're carrying around. So it's just like, are they taking it back to the Nokia style of cable? Yeah, they are, because the pirates are the clever people that only subscribe for a month. They are, but that's just their first idea. I'm sure it won't work, Mighty. I'm sure that idea won't work. But then they'll invent something else, something that we think we all need, and it will have that problem. It'll have that thing that combats the piracy. But then that will just be the new thing. Like, so then the only subscribing for a month and canceling, or that will be the new Napster of today's day and age. And then they find another way to combat that 1 month subscriber. And then it's just the norm. And it sucks that that's what it is, but like, it's never going to stop.
Fuzzy Panda, actually, for those that don't know, he's a regular here. He's also.
I'm trying to read the chat. I was like behind, and now I'm way behind. He also,
basically, he's a mod here, but he comes through when he can. His internet's been messing up, but the point that he brought up yesterday was that he believes that there is a place for both models. See, I like to take it from every angle. He said that both models existing within the same streaming platform would be an interesting twist, because he's a huge fan of anime, and the way that anime basically is released here now through like Crunchyroll, where it's week to week, and basically what we kind of agreed on by the end of the conversation was that if you have something like The Mandalorian, like one of the biggest problems, anime, but the way that he came about it was basically, if you have a show like The Mandalorian, for instance, one of the biggest reasons what the release schedule of The Mandalorian pisses me off so bad is because they finished filming the entire first season. It's already filmed. It's not like anime. That's how I'm saying it. Anime. Not on Nime. Anyway, the point is, he was saying when you have a show like The Mandalorian, if it's already filmed, if it's already done, the first season is already done, and they're about to start filming the second season.
Yeah.
So if the whole thing is done, then just give us the whole thing.
Yeah, they don't want to.
But if there's a show, yeah, I get that, Red. I've moved on from that point. It's the fact. That if they don't want to, that's fine. But that this is what we agreed on yesterday. If you have the whole thing, give it to us. For things that are basically still being created, that still have to be done on a monthly, month-to-month, or a week-to-week basis, then yeah, go ahead.
That's a lot of stress for an editor.
What's going on?
It's just a lot of stress for an editor. Can you imagine what their editors already have to edit, and they're trying to wait on that? And then you got people going, "Give it to us now! You've already filmed it."
No, I mean it's already done. When I said done, I mean done. Editing and everything.
I just had this image in my head of just a fucking editor.
Like, no, if they were
actually, here's a penis.
If they were still doing the editing and stuff on it, yeah. But come out and say we're still finishing it, so we're going to release it week to week. But that's not what they said. They have completely finished it. The whole thing. It's done. So, but back to the point. Why do you think?
Give a kid a cell phone at age 5 will only make their life depressing faster. That's what they do. They want you depressed so they can distract you with these fucking TV shows. That's what they do. That's why it feels like an essential need. That's my point. Go ahead, Mike.
No,
I'm sorry.
but it's just what we agreed on is that if you have the big shows, you can release them for binge. If you have shows that are still being made and still basically in their production process, then yeah, go to your week to week. I mean, I still don't like it, but you know, if it's still being done, it can't be helped. But that's what we agreed on as like an in between, how both styles can be implemented at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you see that list? Because they actually released the list of all the things that'll be available day one.
Yeah, I've seen it all.
I was very surprised to not see the Studio Ghibli stuff on there.
The what?
Studio Ghibli or Ghibli, however you want to say it. The you know, like Spirited Away and all that stuff. I was surprised not to see that on the list. Or maybe I missed it, but I was reading through each name from top to bottom, and I got a lot of stuff I didn't really want to know. But here we go. Hold on.
Lots of Spider-Man cartoons.
Yeah, but no movies. Let's see. Giving kids a cell phone age 5. Yeah, I was reading up to that. Ragamuffins. Okay, Rags came in. He says, I think after a while they would do a full dump of a season. They just don't have enough new shit. They have to keep people subscribed for now. Yeah, and I just disagree with it. I mean, you're right. You're like, that's exactly how they're thinking of it. I just don't agree with it. Huh?
Was I right?
No. You're never right. Come on. No, I'm just playing.
It's fucked up when you can say like media is not an essential need, and it's just like, yeah, it is.
No, because the thing is I personally believe, like whether you're talking about media as in digital or media as in a book, I believe that they are essential. I truly believe they are. But
I think everyone should read a book.
If someone's gonna sit back and say to me that media is not essential, I have to disagree because I know the impact that media and access to media has had on me. And therefore it's not that I'm sitting here going like, my argument isn't based off of the fact of I need it, yes, I have to have it. It's not that. It's just simply media is just like art is a gateway to a brighter future. To see alternate ideas proposed to a mass audience.
Homie, the world's on fire.
Yes, it's on fire, but the only reason people have hope that the fire might be put out is because of media. I'm sorry. That's just how I see it.
Unless media turns into water or into ice caps, unless media can do that, we're pretty fucked.
I mean, we'll see. They're trying. They're testing out the theory to see if it works.
I'm sorry to depress everybody, by the way. I know, like, so we could have. I'm like this on the sports show.
Trucking Gone Wild. I'm just getting to your comment. Thank you for showing up, my guy. I appreciate you being here. We got about 4 minutes left, and we've had some great conversation today. I have
Comedy is no, Neji. Comedy is a skit. I've already had this discussion.
Comedy is a skit.
Neji, I had a point earlier in the show, like when and we'll go back to it since we only have like a couple minutes. But it's funny that he says comedy is a type of media. Thank you for thinking of comedy so highly, because most of the time people are just like, oh, put that in your skit or something. You know what I mean? But then when some comedian says something that somebody disagrees with, then it's a platform. But thank you for just saying, yeah, comedy is a type of media. Thank you for your consideration that it's a media.
Thank you.
I usually get skit or I get platform if I say something a little bit too crazy.
Oh yeah, ragamuffin.
No. Y'all, I'm gonna just tell y'all, like, this podcast is gonna bring me down in the future. Like, this is my He does not get hired from SNL.
Oh no.
It's because of this dumpster fire. And it's for you guys. It's for you guys.
It is, and I appreciate
I'm
it.
not going to save any of you. I'm going to make my money despite this podcast existing. And then I'm going to try to get on that Space Force ship and get the fuck out of here. But at least I told you right here on the podcast that was happening.
Before y'all come back to use everything I'm saying against me, just realize. I told you it was happening.
I told you this was happening.
But Ragamuffins, he says this podcast has been ultra spicy. Yes, it has, and I've loved every minute of it. Even when people disagree with me, because I don't want to be only my thoughts. Like, that's why I'm having the podcast. I like to have Red here. We disagree on a myriad of things, and I love it. I love it.
I'm just a crazy person. Apparently, since media is not an essential need to me as I talk on a podcast on the internet.
What are you doing, man? You're just being programmed.
I live my own contradictions.
Stop playing those video games and just go write jokes all day, bro.
Man, this is, you know what, Mindy? This media is an essential need because without it, I can't get on the Space Force ship off the planet with the rich and powerful. So I need social media to do that.
Yes, exactly.
Gone Wild, I'm in the same place, Red, and he's trucking. I don't know.
The only time I see any media is during toilet time.
Meaning he's
the
watching
porcelain
this
goddess.
He's watching the podcast on the toilet, my dude.
Yep. Balls just swaying in the water.
We are his
skipping
toilet
across
talk.
Like stones. Hey, I'll be any type of talk you need as long as you show up. That's how I do it.
This podcast is gonna ruin probably Disney movie auditions for me.
Hey, I'm gonna tell it. I've always said it the same. If anybody ever pulls up anything I said to try to deny me a place, then I'm sorry. I guess I don't belong there. And then for better or for worse, I guess I don't belong there because I'm gonna be opinionated no matter who's paying me.
Well, no, the dude from SNL though, I was just like, whoa, Saturday Night Live needs to like get their vetting process together because like the shit this dude was saying was just like wasn't even comedy. It was just like a podcast like this, but it was like shooting the shit, not trying to be funny, like as if the racial slurs were part of his point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of just... Anyway, I agree with that. But, you know, when people want Chappelle canceled, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, people are dumb. I can't hire you because you were a bully in high school. That's funny. I mean, honestly, if I could get my high school bully fired, I'd do it. If I could find him right now and be like, oh, he's about to get a promotion. All right. I would do some shit. I'd do some shit.
Oh, yeah. This one's running a little long, but might as well.
I went to lunch with the whole nine. That's dope.
Yep.
We're still on during his lunch break. That's amazing.
But now that you bring that up.
No, we can keep going.
Nah, it's time. It's time, bro. It's time. We go out on top, not after we've become the villain.
No, you know what we should do? We should
what should we do?
We should start charging them weekly for this. We should charge them $7.99 a month.
Oh, God.
We do it weekly. You see how you're doing the same thing Disney's doing?
Literally not charging anything.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just fucking with you. Well, I'm subbed. I'm subbed to be on this show. What are you doing to me?
I'm subbed to be on this show. Damn.
What are you doing to me? You're worse than Disney. I'm giving you well, $250 this month because it's September. I'm giving you $250 to be on this show. Mighty. I'm fucking with you. I give him the $250 because I love him and support him.
Pull out game week. What the
Please don't charge. I don't. And Bo, horrible with the sub.
What matters is our plan. Thank you, Horrible Gamer J, coming through with the Twitch Prime sub.
So you can listen to this show weekly and watch it weekly. You see? That's
And now that you've paid $2.99, you actually could be a co-host with me. No, I'm just like,
It doesn't matter who we are.
oh,
What matters
it's
is
all
our
fly. Look at that.
Ragamuffins.
Ragamuffin coming in with the gift subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
Mighty, that almost made me fall out of my stool.
I mean, you created the joke. I had to follow through.
If you'd like to be,
I mean, what? You set me up. You set me up. I got to drag it home. Come on.
watch your own show on the Mighty Vicious channel. Just sub tier 3,
Sub tier 3, and we're there.
and I'll give you a stream key.
Welcome back to WKL Vicious.
WKL.
Smooth jazz. So, let me see here. So, yes. Thank you again for the gift sub. And, God, Rex is just doing it right. Like I always tell everybody, if you haven't checked out Ragamuffin's stream, you need to go check it out, because this man is honestly one of the only people that I can currently watch that brings that makes me feel at home, and I love that. So
I gotta check
support this
Rags
man.
out. I haven't checked Rags out yet, but he
So-
came into the Insomniac stream the other night and like played with us, and I appreciate that. Not a lot of people like come into the Insomniac stream. That's how I like it.
Always. I would. Well, you know what? Let me check and see if it'll work this time, because it hasn't worked any other time I've tried to do this.
But rating?
No. When I've tried to do the SO. See, look at that. Look at that. What is that? Yeah, it's Towser. It's broken, and it just, I don't know why it's broken. It was working, and then all of a sudden it was like, I don't want to. Oh,
What
Bam!
matters is our plan.
oh, Casper AUS are you Aussie? Is that what we're gonna?
I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna get
But
some more
horrible,
co-hosts.
horrible gamer Jay. He's
Horrible's
definitely
building-
he's definitely building he's building an
Building
argument. He's building an
Our cast
argument
ratio.
for being on the podcast as my next co-host. He has paid the dues. He's paid the dues.
That $10 minimum, huh?
Yes. Thank you to everyone. You now have access to my crazy emotes. Yeah, and I love
Put 'em
you
in the
all.
chat. Let's
This
put
is so great. Horrible Gamer J coming through. Rags coming through. Yes.
Put the emotes in the chat, everybody. Flood the chat. with
VIP
it.
access. There we go. And let me see. My mate recommended me to your stream, and I already love it. His name on Twitch is Nerd Viewer. Yes, Nerd Viewer was in here when we were talking about black hole travel.
I was
Black
not
hole
in
space
that.
travel.
I
So
was not in that. Thank
so
God.
yeah.
Who knows
But-
where that could go off to?
I immediately thought of where is Red about to take this, but that's why I said it over again and said space travel. And
Like space.
Space travel.
Space.
But yes,
Space.
Nerd
Space.
Viewer came in and he was having some real deep conversations with me, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So tell him I said thank you when you get a chance. Oh God, I didn't
Hey,
mean to
stay
stay
as long
this
as you
long
want.
because I got shit to do
Fuck
today.
shit.
But
Stay
it's
as long as-
Rags, are you about to jump live? If you're about to jump live, I will send everyone over to you so I can prove
Yeah,
to
we'll
them
just-
how cool you are.
Yeah, we'll just continue the party.
Come on, Rags, you killing me, dog. But you can still be a co-host. You can still be a co-host. You've paid the dues. You can be a co-host.
Who else wants to be a co-host?
4 hours from now, bruh.
You could be the next Jenny Jones.
Oh God, Ginny Jones is like the final boss of daytime television.
Dang. Final boss.
She's like the final boss of daytime
You remember
television.
she got that one guy killed? Like that one guy got like appeared on her show, and then he like it was like this dude was admitting to his friend that he had a crush on him. You remember that shit?
Yes,
And,
I
like,
do.
the next
I do
day-
slightly remember it.
And Jenny Jones had to testify and shit. Yeah. Okay, she was a comedian that got like a talk show. As a comedian, if I got a talk show and shit happened like that, I would just like never do show business anymore. I would just
Jinx,
get
Jinx said, "I thought Sally Jesse was the end boss." Sally Jesse
No.
Raphael.
I want to feel like Sally Jesse Raphael is like the talk show host. It's like Raiden in Mortal Kombat. Like she helps you out as you were about to take on Jenny Jones.
Oh God!
So you go to her plane.
I'm here to assist you.
Just like some people don't know the arts of talk shows.
I do have to say I'd have to go back to Ragamuffins. He says Jerry Springer is the
Jerry
final boss,
Springer.
and he really is at this point.
I feel like Jerry Springer runs like the underworld of the talk shows.
He's the Hades. He's like, I'm
He's
here
the
with
Hades of
another
it.
show. This time, whose mom fucked whose brother?
You have to add fire and sizzle.
It was. God damn it! I can't even do it. I was about to go so wrong.
No, but no, Jenny Jones got that dude killed. That was funny about the story. It's just like, and then she continued for like 9 more seasons. Isn't that the most fucked up shit ever?
Y'all
The show
remember?
gets
Y'all
killed.
remember when I killed that dude? Fuck him.
500 episodes today.
Oh Jesus! I give this shout out to that dude I killed. Thanks for getting me here, bro. Thanks for getting me here. Shit, maybe
He was
that.
only-
Do we need to do that? No, I'm just playing. That sounded
He was
real.
only-
That sounded
he was
real
only-
Mountain Dew 360 no scope right there. Never mind. I apologize
Dude,
already.
Oprah got those cow killers like fucking,
Rags.
Oprah got those
Kappa.
cow killers fucking pissed off at her. She triggered all those meat cutters and shit, and they
Oh,
sued
God.
her. You remember that shit?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
Dr. Phil came about.
Yep.
Cow
Oh,
killer. You know who they are. Like, I don't know. They
Oh,
do the
boy.
they slaughter cows and sell them for beef. Beef herd. I don't know.
For beef.
I mean,
Sell 'em
I
for beef.
don't know what they're called. They like wear cowboy hats. They live here in Texas. I've just never known what to call them.
I'm
Like, I don't
vegan. I love paying $30 for a sandwich.
There you go.
Nothing gets me hotter than
Nothing
feeling my wallet deflate when I go for sustenance. So, oh boy. So,
I'm not even vegan either. Like, I eat meat. I just don't want to meet the people behind killing the animal. I don't know why. Like, I'm just
I mean,
thought
oh, vegan sandwiches make me wet for Jesus.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. So, look, I think this is our longest podcast so far.
I got nothing to do today.
But don't you have to go do whatchamacallit?
Yeah, like 2:30. I gotta leave. Like an hour and a half.
Isn't it? Oh yeah, I forgot you're an hour behind me. Never mind. I was about to say, dog, it's almost 2:30.
Oh shit!
It's time for you to skedaddle. It's time for you to skedaddle, brother.
I was bitching about shit too much, and this happens when I fucking bitch too much about shit. And
Oh, I got on the financials of Netflix. And,
Almighty, you got me started, and now I'm late for my other podcast where I bitch about shit.
oh boy.
I
Yeah.
bitch about shit. That's kind of my thing, and I look like a hobbit while I'm doing it. There's the appeal.
I got my eyes dilated. I can't read shit in chat. Oh, Neji, I've missed you. I've missed you, good son. I've missed you. So, I do think that this is the end, though. We got to leave while we're on top before everyone gets tired of us. That means you can come back tomorrow.
Oh shit! I didn't even see the. Oh, I didn't know how many people were in here. I
Yeah.
thought it was just. I looked over and I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, because
All right.
how many people are in here isn't important. It's that we love each and every one of you.
They're gonna Twitch clip the end of my career. They're just gonna call all the videos the end of Red's career.
You already have people calling your phone to end your not begun career. just they're already
And
here.
everything's gone. Everything's gone.
I've lost every endorsement.
It's all on Twitter.
Oh no. Oh, Misty's joined us.
Misty's joined us.
Yeah.
They've killed my career, sweetie. They've killed my career.
Who did?
All of them. All of them. They've killed my career, sweetie.
Uh-huh.
Well, start showing some skin. Come on.
time to show what Mama gave you.
Time to introduce a backup argument, sweetie.
Oh boy.
Go ahead,
So let
Nora.
me.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
She has no
Bye.
happening.
Bye, Misty.
0.
So now.
She'll watch it
hold on,
later
hold
and be like, this is hilarious.
on. Oh, I was about to say, now that she's gone, let's talk about Robo Misty.
Okay.
Robo time. So,
already got
that sounded way dirtier than I expected it to be.
It really did. No, I was kind of offended.
Robo time. So,
Robo. What?
Robo what? His eyes.
Oh,
His eyes.
the link you sent me for
Robo.
it earlier.
Post it on there later. I posted it.
Okay.
Coming
Did you
to a
text it to me or
bedroom
not?
near you.
But I already posted it like 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Mighty, you're distracting me with the jokes. You turn it down right now so I can
King Kenneth
concentrate.
from Connecticut. So, anyway, corpse abuse. God damn. Yeah, okay, we've gone off the rails. I have a friend.
We beating a dead career here.
I have a friend who is a great artist, and I'm going to go ahead and send all of you over to her because she's awesome and adorable. And once again, I would just like to say that today was fantastic.
It was fun. It was fun.
I
See,
hope
anyway,
a lot of you can make it back tomorrow and the following day. And
I hope a lot of you could forgive me.
oh, we've already forgiven. We do have that.
Yeah, I didn't say any slurs today. I'm fine.
Paulie, you're gonna have to give me a few moments. Your boy is out here hungry. That's another reason I'm ending, because I'm hungry and my chubs need sustain. You don't keep this fat without putting in the work, okay? That's how it happens.
I need to take a shower. My hair is all fucked up. but
Dude,
yeah.
your hair is beautiful. Don't you ever let anyone tell you any different.
No, it's beautiful. It's just fucked up right now. It'd be more beautiful if I had it, It's swamp ass season. Exactly. That's what it looks like.
It's
It looks like
swamp
swamp ass.
ass season.
It's
Holy
swamp ass
shit.
season.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to send you over to my friend Ampy. And thank you to all the people who gifted subs, who subbed. You are appreciated.
Very good day. Thank you so much for supporting Mighty. He's one of the best. Love Mighty.
I'm trying to grow out here, and I appreciate all of you giving me your time to listen to us rant and rave about God knows what. But for now,
I'll be tuning in tomorrow for sure. Look at that.
yes. Nothing but hearts
What's
all
up,
around.
family? No one cares for me. No, I'm kidding.
Rave about sex robots. Okay, we'll go back into sex robots. I'm gonna find some new information. I'm gonna find all the new specs of the sex robot V5.03.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
It's good. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna trigger. We're gonna do. We still got 5 seconds.
I tried to raid the other night and it fucks up on me.
Yeah, because you don't work well with technology somehow,
I don't.
and you're a video editor. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Yeah, I can work Adobe Premiere, but I can't work Streamlabs. It's just so fucking weird.
It's yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
I don't get it.
But anyway, thank you. Love you
I guess
all.
I should use the Force. Will do.
I mean, what is this? Ninjas, drug pushers, my men being kidnapped and murdered?
Are we?
This is really beginning to get on my tits.
It worked for me. That was a great episode. Yeah.